With the release of the iPhone 7, customers have a lot of choice when it comes to purchasing the best iPhone for their personal circumstances. Now, if you're in the market for a new iPhone 7, which new iPhone should you consider buying? Have a look as we break down some of the options. Storage space. Now that 32 gigabytes is the base amount of storage in the iPhone 7, users can generally get away with virtually any storage variety without encountering an extreme storage space conundrum. That said, 32 gigabytes is still a small amount of storage space for anyone who plans on getting the most out of their new iPhone 7. So after some thinking, I'm convinced that the new sweet spot for storage space is the 128 gigabyte version of the iPhone 7. 128 gigabytes lends users a high storage ceiling, and only the most prolific storage users are going to need the 256 gigabyte model. So with that said, my conclusion is this: it's easy. Get the 128 gigabyte model. Color. Color is highly subjective, but there are some definite things to consider here as well. Do you want to make it obvious that you have the latest and greatest? Well, if so, you want to go with the black or the jet black. Those are your best options. Do scratches and micro abrasions make you want to freak out? If so, then you'll want to avoid the jet black version of the iPhone 7. Do you use your iPhone without a case and aren't worried about scratches and micro abrasions? Well, if that's so, then the jet black iPhone 7 is by far the best feeling iPhone from a tactile perspective. It just feels great in the hand. Now, if you want to play it safe with regard to potential resale value and durability, then the regular matte black iPhone 7 is probably the safest bet. It looks good too, it's just not as pretty or as grippy as the jet black iPhone 7. Now, there are other colors, and some of you may prefer the rose gold or the silver. Another thing to keep in mind is availability. The black and the jet black especially are very hard to come by right now, so if you want your iPhone as soon as possible, you may have to settle for gold, rose gold, or silver. So the conclusion is this: most people should get black, that's the matte black, but if you can handle scratches and micro abrasions and are willing to go caseless, jet black is hands down the winner from a tactile standpoint. Size. Should you buy the iPhone 7 or should you buy the iPhone 7 Plus? That's a question that many of you have no doubt pondered over. And I've been in the regular size iPhone camp for some time now, but the Plus model with its new iSight dual camera is quite the compelling option. Yet, even with the iSight dual camera, the Plus model is simply too big for some users. Now, if you've tried the Plus before and you absolutely hated the experience, then the presence of a new camera module isn't going to be enough to make up for that, in my opinion. However, if you're comfortable with the Plus model, or even if it's just a satisfactory experience, the extra camera features are a big draw. This is true especially if you're serious about iPhone photography. The iPhone 7 Plus comes with that new portrait mode that gives you that extra shallow depth of field effect, which is great for portrait photography. Also, the presence of the extra telephoto 56mm lens is also great for close-up shots and macro photography. But don't forget this: the regular iPhone 7 is no slouch either. It's a really good camera. In fact, it features the same f1.8 28mm wide-angle lens that's found in the iPhone 7 Plus. It also features optical image stabilization, something that previous 4.7-inch iPhones lacked. The iPhone 7 Plus has another big advantage. The most obvious advantage is the size and the screen size that you get with that. The full HD display allows you to see more content on screen at once, and many apps are designed to take advantage of the extra real estate. Unless you absolutely can't stand holding the larger iPhone 7 Plus, then you should seriously consider the larger iPhone. All of that said, other than the telephoto lens, a longer battery life, a larger screen, an extra gigabyte of RAM, everything else about the iPhone 7 Plus, including its processor, is the same as the regular iPhone 7. So the conclusion is this: this is by far the hardest decision of the three, the iPhone 7 versus the iPhone 7 Plus, but if you can handle the large size and iPhone photography is of the utmost importance to you, get the iPhone 7 Plus. Now, if you dislike large phones or you find them uncomfortable to use, or if the new camera options don't move the needle for you, get the iPhone 7. Ladies and gentlemen, please lend me a thumbs up if you appreciated this video. Also, let me know, which iPhone did you end up ordering? Do you agree with my points here, or do you recommend a different configuration altogether? Sound off down below in the comment section. This is Jeff with 9 to 5 Mac.